October 14th, 2010. I'm here to give you an update, and this week I have some bad news, some worse news, some great news, and some good news. So let's get started. Number one, the bad news is I'm still injured, but I'm doing better. I've been stretching a lot, but I'm still feeling pain, especially if I sit for too long. When I stand up, it's like, oh. So I'm just really still not exercising. But the silver lining of that is that Jason's parents are in town this week, and we've been doing tons of activities, and I've been walking like crazy. We did Disneyland on Monday. That was 15 hours we were there. I walked at least 10 hours. I'm going to say 12 hours I walked that day. And then last night, I went to Knott's Berry Farm, which right now for Halloween is Knott's Scary Farm, and I walked for a few hours, 3 at least, and then tomorrow I am going to Oak Glen, to the mountains, to go look at orchards and farms and more walking. So at least I'm actually really moving my body this week, even though I'm not exercising a lot. I'm able to do the walking and it's going all right. So I'm really excited about that. The bad news is I'm sick. I'm just hoping it passes right through. The good news is that I'm making some great decisions about my food and about what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life with weight loss. And the great news is I've had an incredible revelation, evolution in my life, which is what I want to spend most of this video talking about. So my life is changing. Can you believe it? I hope you do. I'm 25. And it's incredible to me how emotionally immature we are when we're younger and we think we know everything. And I bet you anything, when I'm 30, I'm going to be looking back at myself now at 25 going, psh, I didn't know anything. But it's fun to go through the evolutions, although it's pretty harrowing as well. And it's amazing to grow and to watch yourself grow. And that's what I have been doing this week. So I'm trying to figure out how to summarize all this so it makes sense. I want to make it clear that I'm not blaming my parents or my upbringing or anything. I had an incredible upbringing. However, I was raised by two extremely strong, confident, smart parents. And it has something to do with being the first child and having the parents that I have. But I felt like if I didn't feel strong or confident, like my parents always were and like I most of the time was, I developed a technique of just pretending. Pretending I was strong and confident and reassured and smart. And I feel like I've spent my whole life so much in that pretending that I have been hiding parts of myself from myself. My insecurities and my doubts. And I've also, for that reason, kind of developed quite a bit of an arrogance. And the last few years have been about meeting people who've taught me humility. So the first process of this for me was in the last several years. I've met people who just continually knocked my ego down, and YouTube has been a big part of that. And I went from being this very self-confident, assertive, snotty person to this very self-confident, encouraging, positive, loving everyone person. And that humility has taken me really, really far. But here I am yet again being knocked a little lower and realizing all the things I never even admitted to myself were there. And I think it has to do entirely with soothing mechanisms. Because I spent my whole life pretending to be strong and confident, whenever I didn't feel strong and confident, I took on new soothing mechanisms or coping mechanisms so that I wouldn't have to face all the underlying stuff. And I could continue my mental image of myself, which was that I had no problems and I was super confident and happy all the time. And I never, ever in my life told anybody any of my vulnerabilities. Nobody. No boyfriends, no best friends, no family. Nobody. I wasn't even telling myself, so you can imagine what it was a surprise for me to discover that they were there. But what I realized after I started to be vulnerable is that I inadvertently built up all these coping mechanisms throughout my life, and then after college, I accidentally started removing all of them, which is why I've been going through such an emotional process in the last few years, especially the last couple. Because hear me out. My first coping mechanism I got rid of, and I want to call them addictions, but they're not addictions by the definition of the word. They were just strong, soothing mechanisms, soothing activities that I used so that I wouldn't have to think about whatever else I was going through. The first huge one I got rid of was television, right during college when I was just way too busy and I couldn't afford it anyway. I still have a TV. I've still had a TV over the years to watch movies and occasionally television shows on DVD, but I got rid of television, that huge, soothing, loud box that used to be on forever and never allowed me to think about anything. And I just don't watch TV. I think it's brainwashing. And that was a big one. Then I gave up shopping. I was digging myself into a debt hole that I was never going to be able to get out of very, very fast. And I stopped. Thank God I had some people who said, Shanti, you're smarter than this, and talked me into wanting to maybe get rid of my debt. But that was a big one, shopping. Shopping is a soothing activity of all soothing activities for me. And so to stop shopping was a big deal. And then the next few years that followed, paying off my debt, I learned frugality and let go of materialism, which was another soother. The fake nails, the dyed hair, the perfect outfits, the vacations, the perfect furniture, buying new things for the house all the time. The materialism sort of seeped through the cracks and was left behind. And then, after that, I let go of food. And food is a big one. This is what we talk about all the time here. I let go of food. I had to stop soothing myself with food in order to lose weight. So I let go of food. And then last winter, you guys probably observed in Below the Yellow Line, to my horror, me getting drunk all the time. And sometime in February, right around when I met Corey, I was done with the drinking thing. I was done. I was so done. I had been probably drinking every night for a couple months, and I was just like, ugh, I don't want to touch another drink to my lips. And now I have, some wine, maybe once a month, but I don't drink. And suddenly I found myself sitting here with only one soother left, and that was the need to be in love. I've spent my whole life needing to be in love, searching for that feeling. And I have left relationships when that feeling died because there wasn't enough substance in the relationship to keep it going after the in love. And this has happened over and over and over in my life. And sometime last year, sometime after Sean and Greg and everything and moving to California, I simply let go of that need to be in love. And that's when I could finally start dating people here in LA and not being attached to it, not trying to make it into something, just meeting people, going out, exploring the world. I let go of my need to be in love, which is a huge soother. And then, of course, I met Corey, as it goes, right? When you let go of something completely, then the universe says, okay, now you understand, and now you're ready for real love. And then I met Corey. And it's the most profound love and in love I have ever known in my life. Oh, I'm getting choked up. It's true. And over the last few months, I have been opening myself to Corey. That's what she said. I've been exposing my vulnerabilities to him. And I've been talking about my hopes and my dreams and my fears. And I never knew they were there. But I feel like I have no more soothing mechanisms. I got rid of them all accidentally, slowly over time. And now I'm simply here facing myself. And the evolution is beautiful. So that's what I went through this week. And I'm really, really excited. And I started to realize that the only way that I know how to lose weight, when we go back to weight loss, which is what this channel is about, the only way that I know how to lose weight is calorie counting and lots of exercise. I mean, I'm treated as all knowledgeable about weight loss now, but you have to remember, the truth is, until I did it this time, I was never successful with weight loss. I was just like everyone else out here who's trying to make it work for the first time. I had never had lasting results with weight loss. This is the first time it's ever happened to me. And hopefully the last. Just keep it keep it lost forever. And I suddenly realized that I need to modify my understanding of weight loss. And I've always known that I needed to find a better plan for maintenance for lifelong. But I never was there before. And I found it. I found it. No more counting calories. As I transition into vegan, I will stop counting calories. And that's a beautiful thing. And I'm not going to be running as much anymore. I have decided that I want to focus more on what I love about exercise, not trying to get to some time or some distance or to get to a race. Now, I'm running a 5K with Alicia in March. I'm still going to do it. Fingers crossed, this is still my plan, but I'm only going to run once a week. I still love running, and I still want to do it, but I'm still injured, and through my injury, I'm starting to realize that I have been hurting myself running. My hips, my butt, my back, my legs, they are not happy from the running I've been doing. So that's not what I want to be doing forever. I don't want to be a hardcore runner and have that be all I am. I want to do rock climbing. I want to do yoga. I want to do kettlebells and spinning and Zumba. I want to go hiking and walking and bike riding. And I want to just do these things as they come naturally, day by day, fitting into my life. And I will go running maybe once a week to keep it consistent enough that I can build up enough to be able to do the 5K easily, which should be no problem whatsoever 5 months from now. So that's where I'm going. That's what I went through this week. And my God, let me tell you, it is liberating. Although it is frustrating and there was a lot of crying, I feel like a new spirit. Take care, everyone. Please keep figuring out what works for you. Because as you evolve as a person, that's all that's going to matter, is if it's still working for you. See you next week.